What's good, folks? It's All Things Country here. Today I'm pretty excited because we're going to start our series of Paydirt from Misskimoson. I've ordered all three different types of their varieties of Paydirt, and today we're going to do their Blue Tundra Delight. Now, it did come shipped double bagged, as you can see. There's, like I said, I ordered three of them, so they shipped all three individually bagged like this, nice and secure. Oddly enough, from what they've told me, I'm the first person in Canada they've actually shipped to, which I found amazing because they are fairly popular from what I've seen on the YouTubes. Get it out of here, and there we go. So a nice big bag of pay dirt in a coffee bag. I like these kind of bags. There's no gusset on the bottom, so nowhere for your gold to hide. But yeah, pretty cool. Let's go check out the description. All right, so this stuff does have a pretty lengthy description. Pretty interesting stuff. Tells you a lot all about their claim, what types of minerals they typically find, how many feet they dig. Tells you the claim was established in the early 1900s. Really, really interesting. I always love to know where my pay dirt comes from. Plus, I love Alaskan gold, so it's great to know that this stuff is actually from Alaska. It tells you the gold ranges from fines to pickers, which is great. We're going to be classifying shortly. And it also goes on to tell you not to eat the pay dirt, which kind of a no-brainer if you ask me. Well, guess we won't be needing this today. Anyways, we'll grab our 10 mesh classifier, crack this puppy open, see what's inside. Yeah, that looks like your typical Alaskan material. It's got some of those grayish and beige stones. See a lot of shiny stuff in there that looks kind of like mica, actually. Take a quick look at this when we get her poured out. Yeah, you can see some shiny mica in there. The material is quite dusty. Take a quick look in. Nothing left behind in the envelope. We're inside out anyways, but those bags are so much better than the gusseted coffee bags. Give this a good shake. Very interesting because from what I can tell, it's about 50-50 bigs and smalls, which I like actually. And this has been classified really well. There's no great big chunkers in here, which is nice. Lets me get straight into the panning. So let's give this a quick check for magnetics before we move on. Very, very little. I was expecting way, way more than that. So very little magnetics in the smalls. Even though I do see some black material in there, I was expecting more of that to be magnetic, and it wasn't. And very, very little in the bigs as well. So we will keep our big boy pants on today and pan it, magnetics included. Cool. All right, so we got our nice clean oil change pan here. Add a little bit of jet dry to keep any small gold from floating away. Let's start by doing a little scoop of the bigs here. Do one of the bigs and one of the smalls, and then we'll blast through it. So I do see some twigs floating around in there, some organic material. That was in the description. And the bigs actually move quite nicely too. And I don't see anything in there. I don't think that's a piece of gold. No, just a piece of gray rock. Give that a double check. There is quite a bit of bigs, so I don't expect every pan of these bigs to have gold in it. But, although that would obviously be nice. Interesting material here. You don't see that often at Paydirt. That is galena. You guys can see the shine on that. All right, so we'll do a scoop of the smalls. This material feels fairly light actually, and it does move quite nicely. So they did have a warning in their description that they could have roly gold, but I'm not too worried about it. This isn't our first rodeo, that's for sure, eh? Oh, and there's a piece of gold rolling down right there, just as I said that. So we will need to be really careful with this stuff. It's going to need really good stratification. Show this dirt some respect. Got my wash bottle here. This way we can cut it in half, get rid of the stuff we know has no gold in it, focus on panning out the rest. Always keeping a big eye out. I can see some pyrite and some galena coming down. This stuff is going to be somewhat difficult, but I do see gold showing up at the top. Very, very nice. Yeah, there is quite a bit of heavies in here, so we are going to have to be careful. I had to run back and fill up my squirt bottle there. I don't know what is with this damn thing. It's always empty for some reason or another. Anyways, yeah, we're going to need that a lot because this material is heavy, and it's really important that we're going to have to cut this in half whenever we can get down to the good stuff. And speaking of the good stuff, there is a beautiful golden smile. That's after just one scoop of the smalls. Nice stuff. Now we'll snuffer that up. She's ours now. Come on, get in there, you. All right. Well, that was enjoyable, but very, very difficult. We'll get to that more in a minute. Here's all our awesome, chunky gold. One of the things that did make this difficult, you'll notice the gold is not extremely shiny, which doesn't bother me. I mean, I clean my gold out with salt and vinegar once in a while, so we will shine this stuff up. But still, it makes it very hard if you're used to having shiny gold in your pan, trying to pick this out. But it does make a beautiful golden smile. Let's dry this up. We'll get it on a scale and get a weight. All right, so let's get our weight. This stuff is super, super fine. It's chunky and fine at the same time, if that makes sense. So be really, really careful. Get this all in the scale tray. Very, very difficult dirt. Very surprisingly difficult dirt, to be honest with you. I didn't think it was going to be this tough based on the description. Anyways, we'll get to that in a minute. Stuff wants to stick to the pan, all the fine stuff. And there you go. Just like that. 1.065 grams on a promise of 1 gram. We got our stuff. Awesome. And there's a good close up of our gold under the microscope. You can see that while it's shiny, it's not super shiny like some of the other paydirts that I've done here. Really enjoyable, but at the same time, really difficult because it's really, really hard to spot sometimes. And now for the ROI and review. Cost of this paydirt was $75 with a gold recovery of 1.065 grams, giving us a gold value of $69.58, or an awesome ROI of 92.8%. So really, really good on the ROI side. Where this paydirt needs a little work is the description, because this was very, very difficult, and it's not really mentioned anywhere in the description that it's going to be this difficult. It says fines and pickers. I did not find any pickers, and some of this stuff is beyond fine. Some of this stuff is flour gold, and as was actually mentioned in the description, the gold is rounded, it's rolly, so it tends to want to come down the pan with all your other stuff. That being said, it was really, really enjoyable, and I enjoy a difficult paydirt, don't get me wrong. But if you're going to buy a bag of this stuff, just know what you're in for, and know that if you're a beginner or an intermediate panner, you're going to be doing this stuff 2, 3 times just to make sure you get all your gold out of there. It is that difficult. That being said, really looking forward to my next 2 bags from Misskimosons. This was a good bag. I enjoyed doing it, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Cheers. Thanks for watching.